Yes, we are rolling. All right, guys. Here we go. 2020 fantasy football season. This is going to be a little bit of a different year, I guess, compared to years past for obvious reasons. I'm not 100% sure that football is going to that we're going to get in a full season. You know, we'll give it a try and see how it goes. But I guess we're just going to go ahead and play it like we're going to start on, I think it's September 10th. Thursday night is the first game. So we're going to just go ahead and proceed as usual. Yeah, things are definitely different, obviously. 2020 has been a challenging year so far. We're almost done with it, and then hopefully we'll go just move past it and just get on with our lives. But I don't know, Lily starts school tomorrow, so we thought it'd be fitting to go ahead and get our fantasy football draft video in. So what we're gonna do, we got the names here. We've got an empty bowl here, and there should be 12 names. So we're gonna throw them in there one at a time. You can count them out. 1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Perfect. So cheers to you guys. I hope you're having a good Sunday. When you watch this video, obviously it won't be Sunday anymore, but yeah, I don't know. Lily, you got anything to say? Did you have a good summer?
Yes.
What did we do this summer?
I went to Asheville,
To Asheville.
Mississippi,
Jim and Ashley got to go see them, and went to Mississippi and
and I went to Louisiana.
We just hung out with Tony and his kids, right, and Christina, and it's been a while since we've seen them. Of course, Jim and Ashley and Mama and Papa Gregory, grandparents. So it was really cool to see them. I'm glad, still we got to travel a little bit, and hope you guys stay safe. That goes for all of you. So let's go ahead and pick number 1. So we have a few new faces in the league this year. So as their name comes up, I'll just kind of introduce you guys to them. Well, I guess real quick. So we went from 10 to 12 teams because we switched to PPR last year, and I noticed that there's a lot of points scored. Maybe it's been 2 years, but we had 12, and we went to 10 teams last year, and it's just, I think we needed a little bit more challenging. So adding 2 more teams, of course, those another $100 in the pot, and also just makes things a little more challenging on a weekly basis to find guys to put in your roster, because I know I struggled with it last year. I had too many good players, too many. I couldn't figure out who to put in my lineup, and I had a pretty bad season in the wins and loss column. I was dead last in the standings. I had the conversation with a few of you guys. Jim and Tony and Ashley don't really buy into my logic that really the only thing you can do is put a good lineup out there and score a bunch of points, and if you do that, you ought to win. So I finished second overall in points last year and dead last in standings, which kind of defies logic and statistics, but that's fantasy football. So let's see what happens this year. See how it goes. We're going to shuffle up these tunes real quick, and then we'll jump into it. Really. Let's shuffle it up. There we go. Absolutely. So, are we ready for pick number 1? This is it. So, pick number 1. Ready? You're gonna pick it. First pick in the 2020 fantasy football draft is
Smash!
Wow.
Ashley, yay!
God. So Smash, for those of you that don't know, Ashley and Lily really likes Ashley because they're both childish in a lot of ways. Ashley is
she won last time too.
She was
I'm
first.
pretty sure.
Was she? I don't know.
I
She
think
wasn't.
so.
No, it was Chris, who is no longer with us. We'll get into that maybe later. So Ashley is, for those of you that don't know, is Jim's, why don't you just set it to the side? Doesn't matter, I don't need it. She came in second place last year, lost the championship game to Clarkie, who was our champ from last year. Can't forget about that. We'll talk more about when her name comes up. But Ash takes it real seriously, or Smash as we call her. Pretty good fantasy football player. Not the best poker player, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best poker player, not a real good poker face. She just kind of betted on everything and didn't really know
She
how
always
to.
go all in.
She would just throw random chips in. It was, I gotta admit, it was a little hard to. It was annoying. But it was fun. It was funny. We had a good time playing poker.
One time I beat Ashley.
Yeah,
in poker.
she beat Ashley in a hand. So anyway, good fantasy football player, competitor, pretty shit poker player, if you don't mind me saying. Anyway, but you keep at it, Smash. You'll get there. All right, so number 2. Let's see who the second pick in the draft is going to be. I would take that if you could give me. Lily usually doesn't pick me till about 7 or 8.
Leroy.
It drives me crazy. Leroy. All right, Big
Well,
Daddy
one time
Leroy.
I picked you first.
One time you did pick me first. So Leroy was a manager at Seville, of course. A lot of you that do know. So I guess who I'm talking to, the 3 new people is Trevor, who's a friend of mine in Pensacola, and then Will Reddy and Peyton Clarkson. Peyton was a good friend of mine going back to 3rd grade. So
It's like 3rd grade.
I think it's like my oldest friend that I have. Yeah, and Will and I were played baseball together growing up against each other quite a bit, and then became good friends at St. Paul's, which is of course where I know Jennings and Clarkie. So they all know each other. So that's how they got into it. Trevor just was a good regular of mine at Seville, and we became friends. I served him a lot of drinks, and Flamin' Dr. Pepper's champion Flamin' Dr. Pepper drinker. Like just one gulp down, pretty impressive. Other than that, I don't really know what he's good at. He's pretty good at basketball.
Yeah,
We've played a lot of basketball lately. So Flamin' Dr. Pepper's pretty good basketball player. Going into law school, I think. I think I'm right on that. So smart dude. Anyway, glad to have him in the mix. All right, so for the 3rd pick, we'll see what we got. Oh, gross. I'll take number 3. Come on, man.
Clarkie.
Clarkie. Okay, so there it is.
I crossed my fingers, but it didn't work.
It didn't work?
No.
Dang it. So Clarkie, of course, was our champ last year. Ironically, or maybe not ironically, but coincidentally, she also slept through the draft last year. So, I'm going to point that out a few more times, hope you don't mind. Again, win the championship is not easy to do. She didn't make a lot of roster moves during the season. You have to. But, slept through the draft, went and saw some fish shows out in Colorado, and I guess hit it a little too hard and went all in, and then missed the draft, slept right through it. So she ended up getting Ezekiel Elliott and Melvin Gordon, because both of those guys were in holdouts, and they kind of were slipping in the draft, coincidentally, and because she was on auto pick, the next slot up is who you end up getting. So you get the best available according to the rankings, which, also goes to show if you just pick the highest ranked guy every time, that your odds are probably pretty good to have a decent roster. So she ended up with Ezekiel Elliott at like the 6th or 7th pick, I think, which he would have been a top 3 or 4 pick had he not been in a holdout. And then she got Melvin Gordon also going around. He sat out for a week or 2, but then played and did really well. And big tight end pickup at the end of the year. I remember you picked up like some tight end for the Dolphins who was just blowing it up and won the championship. So Clarkie, again, congratulations. You're the champion. So if you have something you want me to do here for the league, or you just have some comments, or feel free to speak up, because you got that title belt, and now you can pretty much call the shots for the year. I will point out that I have never won the league. I think it's just me, Leroy, and Ashley that have never won. So Jim won it once, maybe twice. Jennings won it twice. Tony won it once. Yeah, I know everybody else has at least won it. For the people that have been in it for a long time. So maybe I forgot to mention, this is the 10th year of this league. So a lot of us have been in there since the beginning. I know it's been Jim, Tony, maybe Ray, Leroy, been there since the beginning. Brett, I think too. So anyway, let's go ahead and pick number 4. See who that is. You can go ahead and pull my name out of here. Number 4 is probably still going to be a running back. Maybe Michael Thomas comes in the mix. If it's Jennings, he's probably going to draft Pat Mahomes, or Clarkie might even. Brett at number 4. Okay. So this is what happens every year. I just keep dropping and dropping and dropping. I like to be right in the middle. 5 or 6 would be great. So Brett makes the. Please don't get that marker on. Yeah. So Brett won the Lamar Jackson lottery last year. Somehow didn't make it to the finals matchup.
He won the lottery.
Well, he drafted Lamar Jackson and got him, which is funny because I actually had him on my board and intended to draft him. And then I missed him. I don't know how I missed him. I drafted Tom Brady because I hadn't got a quarterback yet. Because I always wait on quarterbacks. Probably shouldn't do that. And I know a lot of people in the league like to try to draft 2 to keep me from having 1, which I think is also kind of weird. But whatever, we'll get over it. So he drafted Lamar Jackson after I drafted Tom Brady. So I missed him. I forget what happened. I got distracted. Drafted Tom Brady, and I think I dropped Tom Brady after like week 3 or 4. Ooh, that was another mistake because he ended up doing pretty well. So I struggled with the quarterback position all year, which just seems to happen year in and year out. So, all right, Lily, if you want to go ahead and pick my name out of there, that would be great. I think we say this just about every year, but number 5 would be awesome. Maybe a down look. Jennings. Okay. Again, that's not my name, so why aren't you picking me? Why aren't you picking me?
I can't help it.
Oh, gosh. It's just about odds and luck. And I don't know, man. I mean, you know, there's a lot of people out there that have bad luck, but I think my luck, and especially in fantasy, is pretty atrocious. Okay. So Jennings, again, has won it a couple times. He's the reason why we started doing these videos to pick the draft order, because it was random. We did it through the software through ESPN. Well, Jennings ended up with the first pick like 3 years in a row. So I was like, okay, maybe it's random, but I don't know. So we're gonna do it on our own. Lily and I started doing it, and I think it's more fun this way anyway because it's more interactive. But Jennings, I saw him last night. Yeah, with Clarkie. And we saw Grateful Dead cover band, and Jennings looking good, man. Also a little bit of weight, been getting up and going running in the morning. I love it. You know, we're all getting older. You know, we're all closing in on 40. I think Leroy's, I know you're a little bit older than me, I think. But we're all right there, right? So it's gets a little harder to stay in shape. I started playing basketball, as I mentioned, with Trevor. Thought I was in decent shape. I'm gonna work out a few days a week, and you know, it's pretty intense, I thought, but basketball, Jesus Christ, I mean, it's been all I can do to just get through 30, 40 minutes of like one-on-one. It's brutal. But anyway, let's go ahead and see who's gonna be at number 6.
I'll try to pick you later.
You gonna try to pick me? I know I'm not. I'm gonna get 10 is what I'm gonna get. I'm calling it right now. I'll be at 10, which sucks.
Alright.
So let's see who's at 6.
This is not you, by the way.
It's not me.
It's
We
not
already
you.
know.
Yeah, Trevor.
Trev.
It's not you. I can
Trevor.
see it through the paper.
You could.
Yeah, I looked.
So welcome to the league, Trevor. Let me know if you have any questions about anything scoring and all that stuff. I can kind of clear all that up. I'll try to send out an email with some info. We recommend, especially for you new guys, to do some mock drafts. What you do when we get this order, you can go into the ESPN fantasy site, and you can go to mock draft, and then you'll want to select 12-team PPR, and then you can select the draft slot that you want to be in. So when you get your draft slot, you just want to be hitting those mock drafts and put your name there. You choose that slot. If it's not available, just skip it and go to the next one. They fill up fast, you'll see, and then you just kind of have to grab them maybe at the bottom, but you don't have to wait about 5 minutes before the draft room opens and you can start drafting, because it's what you want to try to do, because the first 5 rounds are easy, maybe 6 rounds, but then you start getting into later rounds, 7, 8, 9, and you don't know who these people are. So people start drafting, you know, quarterbacks and other kickers and people that they just recognize. But there could be a guy out there, you know, or maybe a rookie, take a flyer on a guy that could come up big. You know, like just Lamar Jackson was a good example last year. I mean, he got drafted and Brett probably got him in the 7th or 8th round. Now he's probably not going to make it past the 2nd round in our league, because we get a little quarterback hungry and people just start salivating and freaking out, lose their minds, and start drafting quarterbacks like it's going out of style. But again, kind of a sore subject there. Yes, go ahead, let's pick. So with the 7th pick, we have, I'm guessing not me again. I think I'm going to be 10. So let's see. Just open it
I
up.
don't think it's you.
Don't think it is?
No. Yeah, Ray.
Ray. Okay. Dropping again. So kind of out of that first tier running backs by this point. I really like to get one of those good, those top 4 or 5 running backs is important. But again, they might still be there, because I imagine at least 1, maybe 2 of y'all right there will probably make some crazy pick for a quarterback. So Ray is Tony's brother-in-law.
What, really?
Yeah, he's been in the league for a while.
Wait, so, how?
What do you mean?
Is Christina related to Ray? How's he a brother?
Yes, he's Christina's brother.
Oh.
Yeah. That's cool, huh? Yeah. So Ray, wish you well, man.
So does that mean Jennings is related to him too?
Who?
Not Jennings, Jen.
Yeah. I guess it works that way. Brother-in-law, sort of. I think it works that way. Yeah. Brother from another mother, nonetheless. But anyway, Ray's a good dude, and I don't get to hang out. Maybe we haven't hung out like 2 times ever. So maybe we can change that. We talked about when.
Where's he live?
Where do you live? That's a good question. I don't even know. Ray, you're a man of mystery, my friend. But cheers to you, brother. Hang in there. Hey, so let's go. Let's go pick the next one. Let's see what we got next.
It's you.
Come on, Lily.
Connor.
Who is it?
Not you.
Jesus. I mean,
Jimbo.
it's just
Say
random.
it's not you.
Jimbo. Jim is one of my good friends. Fantasy football, he's got a little bit of savvy. His wife is definitely the one in the family that kind of owns it. But I think he beats her quite regularly. I seem to have trouble beating Jim. I'll tell a quick story about one matchup we had a couple years ago, and I like to talk trash with Jim just because it's fun. I just do. And so I went to bed thinking I had beat him, because I did. The score said that I had won. Well, when I woke up in the morning, so I had beat him by 1 point. And then when I woke up in the morning, and I sent him all these texts, boo, what's up, you suck, close, nice try, whatever, some more colorful language in there. But I sent some text his way, letting him know that I had got him that week. And then when I wake up, he was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, what do you mean what I talk about? I smoked you. And then I look at the score, and they had done a stat correction. So he had actually won by 1 point. So that's the kind of stuff that I deal with on a regular basis when it comes to fantasy football. I guess that's bad luck. I don't know what you call that. That's just insane. But Lily, you can pick my name next. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be great. Not that it even matters at this point. It's just kind of, it's already too late. So I'll be trying to draft like a freaking tight end or something.
This might be you.
I told you it's going to be number 10, but
It's
where are
not
we at
you.
now?
Oh,
Number 9. Peyton. Peyton. So Peyton is a new face in the league. Again, been friends with Peyton since we were in 3rd grade. We watched that movie Big, and I watched it recently with Lily, and we did that.
That's good.
The song that they sang, "The space goes downtown, baby." Anyway, me and Peyton used to do that. Yeah.
Downtown, baby.
Yeah. And me and Peyton used to play football on the playground together quite a bit. Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, light it up. What else did we do? We spied on girls, stuff. I used to like staying at Peyton's house. It was fun to stay over there. Let's see. Peyton was a comedian in New York City for a long time, and LA, and then back to New York. Yeah, he's since moved back down south because, I don't know, man, comedy's a hard gig to come full circle and make it really work. I mean, I can't imagine trying to do that. But claim to fame, I know you opened for John Lovitz. You know, you guys know John Lovitz. He was an SNL character for a while, pretty funny dude. So that's pretty cool. And also had a romantic encounter in Kenny Loggins' hot tub, which I think is a pretty cool story. Kenny Loggins wasn't in it, but you know, it was his hot tub nonetheless. So maybe part of Kenny Loggins was in there somewhere. And then, you know, and then maybe inside you. I don't know, Peyton, but that's a pretty cool story. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're going to be playing this year, and looking forward to getting together and watching some football. Maybe we can all get together on a Sunday and watch a game. You know, I do get Sundays off every once in a while now, so that would be awesome. We got to try to do that. So let's go ahead. So now where we're at. This is 10. So this is where I said that I was going to get my name drawn, so let's go ahead and draw it before it gets too late. Again, I'm just right about these things a lot, so we'll see what happens. This is actually me.
Matt! It's you!
Yeah.
Yay!
See,
it's you!
Isn't that weird? Like, the luck is bad, but I know exactly what's
Hey,
going to
then
happen.
you should have just said you were
make
number
sense.
3. And be like, I'm just going to be number 3.
Yeah,
And then
is that what it is? You have to mentally believe a certain thing is going to happen, and it does. I don't know. I'm just used to kind of not happening in my favor. So
like today at the grocery store, he thought we had exactly 20 things, and then we started counting them.
Oh, yeah.
The cashiers, we had exactly 20 things.
Yes, she's talking about the express line at the grocery store. It was 20, you know, or fewer items. And I looked at my basket and I was like, I bet we got about 20. I remember I right at 20. And she was like, whatever, just come on up. And we pulled up and we had 20 items exactly. Felt pretty good. I was excited about it. The cashier didn't seem to really think it was that impressive. But she said nobody's ever done that before, so.
No, you asked her if nobody's ever done it.
Yeah, I did. She didn't volunteer that information. I did ask. Okay, so number 10, that's pretty terrible, but whatever. Anyway, thanks for picking my name, Lily. So who do we have left? We have Will and Tony still. I think Tony, did you get last year? So I'm talking about my luck. Tony, I think he was last in last year's draft. So we got Will and Tony left. Huh? Let's see who we got. Who do we got?
I think we got Tony, maybe? Yep, Tony.
We got Tony. All right. So Tony.
So he's not last.
You're not
Will's
last this year. Will, you're last. Last to join the league. Last pick in the draft. But see, it's a snake draft. So you're going to get 12 and 13. So that's, I mean, you know, you can get, but then you don't draft again until, what, 24 and 25. So that's kind of tough. You got to be patient and wait, and then remember when your time comes up to pick. So I talked to Will today, and he said he was planning on getting a little boozy for the draft, you know. So I'm kind of interested to see how that goes. All right. Well, man, I'm really excited. Let's go ahead and I think we need to let's set that here for a second so everybody can see it. Okay. So set it right here. Go into the camera.
Yes.
All right. So this is the draft order.
So, Smash, Leroy, Clarky, Brett, Jennings, Trevor, Ray, Jimbo, Peyton, Matt, Tony, and
Yes. Very well done. So again, 12-team PPR football. Here we go. 2020. What a weird freaking year. I knew when they canceled. Sports has always kind of been a way for us as society and people to escape, certain things, right? I mean, just think about 9/11 when that hit. Part of the healing process was baseball in New York coming back together. President George Bush went out to Yankee Stadium and threw a freaking perfect strike right down the middle. The crowd goes crazy. So with this, virus, COVID-19, this global pandemic as it is, those types of gatherings, we're missing that. So sports, we don't have that togetherness and those big group things. Is the reason why people like to get together in big groups and go to church, go to concerts, go to games. I mean, it's fun to be around a big group of people and just feel that togetherness. And that's what this pandemic is. That's why it's different. And sports has been kind of taken away. Like, it's cool to watch it on TV. I'll be watching football on TV pretty much predominantly anyway, but it's going to be weird watching football without the crowd there. I guess they're not going to have crowds. I don't really know. It might be cool to be able to hear all of the audibles.
My stuff.
What's your part? What are you talking about? Where you're cheering? Yeah. But with the NFL, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to have fans there. Baseball.
They literally put
cardboard, and I saw teddy bears in the crowd. Yeah, some guy hit a foul ball and they have teddy bears in the stands. It's just bizarre. It's just weird. Seems like something they would have in like China or Korea, where they have just kind of like strange public displays as it is. But this is America, man. So we like to just get people together. And anyway, excited about this season. We'll see how it goes. Again, don't worry about getting the money in until we get it going for a few weeks and we make sure that all this is going to happen. So again, I'm trying to set the draft for maybe the week before Labor Day weekend. So Labor Day weekend is the last weekend going into the week where the season starts on that Thursday, the 10th. So because we may have some plans. So I usually like to wait because of the risk factor involved with preseason games and guys getting hurt. So because that doesn't exist, I think we could probably do it the week before, maybe a Wednesday, right in the middle of the week. We'll do the draft on a Wednesday evening around 7 or 8 o'clock. That'll be Central Time. So if anybody has any issues with that time frame and that day of the week, just let me know. Hit me up. We want everybody to be there at the draft. That's pretty much the one thing that I just have to have happen. I want everybody to be able to draft their team. Because the draft is fun. For me, the draft is the most exciting part of the season. There's a little bit of adrenaline, we sit down and the clock starts rolling. I get excited. I hope you guys enjoy it. So anyway, I'll be in touch. I'll send out an email here soon. But anyway, thanks again for everybody for being here. There's a reason why you're in this league, and I really appreciate having everybody here. And I think football is awesome. And you guys are all, good friends of mine, in one way or the other. And so anyway, let's do this. 2020 NFL preseason gone. Let's jump right into the season on September 10th. And we'll talk to y'all soon.
Daddy, I gotta tell you something.
What?
Actually, never mind.
Okay. Cut.
Bye.
Bye.